All right.
I don't like this. It's like on my camera. There we go.
Just a second. We're gonna
No
make sure
problem.
nobody comes through the background on you.
So approximately how long is the interview?
You know,
Depending on
15
my-
minutes,
yeah, depending on
you,
my answer,
really.
yeah.
We don't have a time limit.
Okay, that's what I figured.
If it's 5 minutes, it probably went badly. If it's 20, it went great.
Cool.
You got sound off again?
Hey, what's up? Checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a check of my lavalier. Collar's
Sounds
right.
good.
Sounds
Robin,
good.
are we locked up? Okay. Good morning. Could you tell me your name and what it is you do?
My name's Greg Shine, and I do audio. I'm an audio engineer for IOTC Local 16.
How long have you been a stagehand for?
25 years.
What do your daily job duties include? Hold on, I'm sorry, this is my fault, I didn't tell you. When you answer, please
Yeah.
try to restate the question. When I say, how long have you been a stagehand for?
Right.
I've been a stagehand.
I got you.
Let's try again. How long have you been a stagehand for?
Well, I've been a stagehand for approximately 25 years.
What do your daily job duties include?
My daily job duties are audio primarily. 99% of the calls I take are in the audio department, and I'm a lead. I'm an A1. I usually work at front of house, or I'll do monitors, or I'll be an RF guy and do the wireless mics for a show.
Do you have a favorite show you've worked on?
Yes, I've mixed President Obama twice, highlight of my career. I'm still stoked about that.
I believe it. Do you have a least favorite show?
Not that I can recall, but there are times where the client can be a little overbearing or a little too hands-on and kind of hampers your ability to do your job.
Have you had any injuries directly related to your work?
Yes, several over the years, nothing that was debilitating. You know, I've had like a carpal tunnel thing in my hand, had the erectors in my back go out. A little tinnitus, is that what it's or
Tendinitis.
tendinitis
Yeah.
here in the elbow, but that's 25 years. I think I did pretty well.
Absolutely. What's your favorite thing about being a stagehand?
Oh, the camaraderie, and I have a degree in broadcast communications from San Francisco State, so I'm working in my field. And you know how rare that is for people with degrees. So I'm really stoked about that, and I have a fraternity, sorority of these awesome people I work with, brothers and sisters that have my back, and who are some of the best stagehands in the world.
What's your least favorite thing about being a stagehand?
The least favorite thing, which we've all adapted to, is missing holidays and birthdays and days of importance. That's my least favorite thing.
What's the longest call you've ever worked?
The longest call I've ever worked, are we talking hours or
Yeah.
days?
No, hours.
Hours, 24, you know, done that a few times.
How do you deal with your irregular work schedule?
Well, I think the way I deal with my regular work schedule is I inform my family members that I'm not going to be available. We usually have a heads up on which days we're going to work, how many hours, so I can make the adjustments with the family, because they're the most important thing in my life.
Excellent. Do you feel adequately compensated for what you do?
We make great money, but as far as compensation for what I do, I think we make great money here in the Bay Area, but not enough. I think, you know, a few more bucks an hour would even the playing field, especially with the other unions we work with, the Teamsters, IBEW. We're a little underpaid.
Okay. How do you feel about the changing situation of diversity in the local, and has it affected you at all?
Diversity in the local is pretty encouraging. When I came in 25 years ago, I would go to a call at, say, Bill Graham Civic Auditorium or the Cow Palace, and there'd be 40 to 60 guys, and I was the only African American. And there'd be 2 women. So now we're pretty diverse. We've got a lot more women, a lot more African Americans, Latins, Asians. So we're a different local than we were 25 years ago.
Have you ever experienced any substance or alcohol abuse related to your job?
Alcohol or substance abuse related to the job, you know,
Like, did you ever use because of whatever reason?
I don't know about abuse, but I know when you get get done with a long show, sometimes you just want to head over to the Chieftain or the Tempest and have a beer. As far as abuse, not that I know of. I could do better on that if you want.
That was
You-
fine.
you
Oh,
good?
yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay, as far as substance abuse or alcohol abuse in our industry, it's not really a problem, but after a long show, we're known to go over to the Chieftain or the Tempest and have a beer. It's part of what we do.
How did you come to be a stagehand?
The way I came to be a stagehand is I was at San Francisco State, and Buzz Anderson, one of my instructors, had a chapter. I'll do that one over. I became a stagehand because, let me get this right. What led me to become a stagehand is I had an instructor at San Francisco State, Buzz Anderson, and he had a project that asked us to name the unions that represented people in our field. So SAG, IBEW, IATSE. So I found out about IATSE from this class. And after spending a year and a half as a audio engineer at Sound on Stage, not represented, I met a lot of union guys, local 16ers, and after hearing about the medical and the dental and all of the benefits, I decided to join.
Excellent. When you're asked what you do by people not familiar with the business, what do you tell them, and do you think they actually understand what you do?
Well, when people ask me what I do, I kind of explain that whenever there's a crowd, you're going to need audio, you're going to need lighting, you're going to need sets, carpentry, and can we stop for a second? Let me catch my breath.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
cool.
take your time.
And please remember, I'm gonna edit the crap out of it.
I know.
That's fine.
I'm a perfectionist, so when I flub,
You don't have to
broadcast
say
degree,
no.
right? So,
Don't worry about
We're
it.
not
This
live
is,
here.
yeah,
It's all good.
right,
yeah.
Be
right.
natural.
I promise that you will come out sounding great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question was when people ask what I do, when folks ask what I do for a living, I tell them I'm an audio engineer, and whenever there's an event, you're going to need sound, you're going to need lighting, you're going to need carpentry to put up the sets. And I describe to them that I place the mics on people, I make those people sound good. I'm basically the ears for the audience.
Okay. Do you feel safe at work?
I do. Feel pretty safe. I feel pretty safe at work, even though we've had some incidents, international incidents that happen in places similar to where we work. I feel pretty safe here in San Francisco.
Okay, great. Have you ever experienced sexual harassment? Have you ever experienced or been witness to sexual harassment on the job?
As far as sexual harassment on the job, it's a work in progress. 25 years ago, people would say things like, oh, that's what she said, or whatever, and it was considered normal. But now with the Me Too movement and different things making us more aware, of the situation. We have to be respectful of each other. So I think we've evolved a lot over the last 25 years as far as that's concerned.
Excellent answer. Tell me about your brothers and sisters in Local 16, the membership, and how do you feel about them?
I feel, okay, as far as my brothers and sisters in Local 16, I'm very pleased to work with some of the best people, best stagehands, best technicians in the world. That's our reputation. I heard that the first month I got in this union 25 years ago, and it's still the same. People always compliment our union when they come to town. These are shows that have been all over the world. These are shows that have been all over the world, and they compliment us on how talented we are as a local.
Got anything?
Yeah. As an audio engineer, do you feel you've been able to keep your hearing?
Yes, I've kept my hearing by protecting my ears from day one. There are houses here in San Francisco, the Orpheum, the Symphony Hall, the Opera House, where hearing protection is available to you. I want to do that over, so.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
All right, so. All right, the question was?
How do you protect your hearing as an audio engineer and stagehand?
Right. I've been very fortunate as far as hearing protection in Local 16. We have houses such as the Orpheum Theater, the Symphony Hall, the Opera House, where hearing protection earplugs are readily available, big boxes. So I usually keep a pair or two in my work bag. I also know how to stay out of the direct line of high decibels.
Let's see. As a black man in the union,
Right.
do you feel you're treated equal?
Be real.
As an African American in IATSE Local 16, I've had my ups and downs. I've had to.
I'm sorry, can I stop you there?
Yeah, sure.
Could you leave out the IATSE Local 16?
Oh, okay.
Just as
Okay.
Yeah.
As an African American in the industry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So anyway, as an African American in this industry, I feel very fortunate to work in Local 16. Of course, I've bumped heads with one or two guys over the 25 years, but they treat me very well. I feel fortunate.
Excellent.
Do you think it's that way in other unions?
Well, we live in a vacuum here in San Francisco where we're acceptant. We accept everyone, no matter your sexual orientation. If you're black, African American, Jewish, a female, we love everyone here, or at least that's the sense I get.
And why are unions important to you?
Labor unions are very important. Okay, let me get this right. I have to say this all the time to non-union people. So labor unions are very important because they maintain a standard of living for the everyday worker. So we are worker bees. We're not management. We are the people who go out and get it done. Without unions, we will not be compensated properly. We won't have medical. We won't have dental. We won't be given a pension at the end of our careers. So that's why unions are so important.
You feel well represented?
I am very well represented here in San Francisco. Our industry is, I feel very well represented here in San Francisco because we have collective bargaining agreements, we have negotiations that are always ongoing, and our guys do a very good job of making sure we're taken care of.
Cool.
And could you just look at the camera and say your name and say, I am a stagehand?
I am a stagehand.
My name is?
My name is Greg Shine, and I am a stagehand.
Excellent. Very nice. Excellent interview.